Hello and welcome to yet another Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am one of your co-hosts for today, Spec or Spectral Haunts, player of one, Wimdy, and I'm joined tonight, or today, or whatever your time zone is, by the lovely, the wonderful, the amazing
Ah,
player and DM who gave an absolutely wonderful mini campaign. I'd highly recommend listening to Turning of the Seasons before this. You're going to need it for context. Plus, Wiz is absolutely one of the best DMs I've ever known, and I think you all should give appreciation to the talent given.
ah.
Anyways, with that, like I said, I'm joined by my lovely co host, Wiz. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Wow, you. Thanks, Spec, for that really lovely intro. Gosh, I'm blushing.
I can tell that you see. I knew the moment you accepted that you hadn't attended any of my intro sessions before. Anybody who listens to FPS Simon know that if I get power over the intro, it is loving hours.
Oh dear. Um. Hi
My
everybody.
attack, it was super effective.
Yeah, it was super effective. Oh my. Hi everyone. I'm Whis. And I'm not playing any of my player characters today. I am playing a delightful NPC, the keeper of the Tower of the Sky. Who went, Spec said, if you haven't listened to the Turning of the Seasons mini campaign, you're not gonna get anything here. Um, but with that, Spec, what's Wimdy up to?
Swim
how long
up
has he
to.
taken between leaving the Tower of the Sky with the rest of the party and coming back?
Been about 2 days. One day to head over to a certain location, which we'll deal with that later, and then another day to realize that probably bad idea and come back.
Yes.
One day to almost make a stupid decision. One day to make a different stupid decision. Um, we love Wimdy. Intelligence is not his strong suit.
Bless him. Um, well, you make your way through the mountains in the Central Mountain Range, and just like before, the Tower of the Sky is on its little island in the middle of that wide river between two sets of mountains, and it looks fairly peaceful. The dome on top is glowing a light green, as it is still spring. And yeah, the weather is mild and pleasant, and yeah, so I guess you get to figure out how to get across the river as part one.
Oh, Wimdy's never done this alone. You know what Wimdy's gonna do?
Mm.
Let's see. What can you do, Wimdy? Is there any tree branches on the? Is there any trees on the actual island?
No, not on the actual island. The tower takes up most of the island. Like there's a couple of like rocks sort of like around the edges, but not enough for big trees.
Okay, and one final question.
Mm.
How far away is the island?
Oh, I can't remember the exact number I gave. But if Wimdy would like to roll a perception for me.
Nice. Let me grab dice. I knew I was forgetting something. Oh gosh, where's my d20? Gotta be in the bag somewhere. Come on, come on. There it is. Dice called and activated. Okay, that would be a wonderful 14.
Oh yeah, heaps. All right. So you're looking around trying to figure out how to get across, and you can see that the big tree that you guys knocked over a couple of days ago when you were coming back here, it's still knocked over and still lying halfway across the river.
I would like to inform you that while you're doing that, Boo rolled her own perception and she got a 13. I love you so much, Boo. These are mine. My dice. She saw the d20 and she was like, oh, this rolls. I'm going to play around with that. We're going to put these over here. Yeah, eat your treats, baby. I love you so much. All right. Well, would you say it's about 30 feet from the edge of the log to the island? Or less?
Not less. Probably about 40 or 45 or so.
From the log?
From the log, yeah.
Right. Well, Wimby's about to try something really stupid.
Okay.
He is going to try and jump as far as he can and then cast Thorn Whip to catch something on the island.
Oh, okay. Sure.
He only just rode River's back. Sorry, don't let you know what I need to roll.
Oh, okay. How did I do it? I think we did it as acrobatics for the jump.
Okay. This is going to be great. We don't need to roll anything else.
A whole 5.
A whole 5.
Do you want to try that? That
No, this is
whip?
funnier.
Okay.
I like to imagine that he goes to the end of the log and he goes to jump. You know that thing where if you like push down on something, it goes down?
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine he goes to jump and the log just goes down into the water.
And so he trips straight in the drink. So, I guess your options are get back on the log and try again, or doggy paddle in shame.
He is going to doggy paddle in shame, and I think, yeah, no, that works, because it makes sense. He'd take off his coat when he gets there and explains the title card.
Yep, fair enough. Alright.
So he is doggy paddled in shame, and now he is carrying his sopping wet coat while he is sopping wet, and he is annoyed as ever.
Okay, I'm going to annoy him further. Do a con save for the stairs.
Oh, Wimdy. Oh, Wimdy, my dearest.
I'm setting him up for being in such a good mood. Oh. 12's not bad. Okay, so maybe it's because he's wet. It is a bit of a slog to get up those stairs to the area at the top of the tower. But like he's not struggling. Like it's not like some of the others and some of the other times you've been here. It's just because you're wet and you're carrying your coat, which is wet and heavy. And it's just like, ugh, this sucks.
That's a whole other person right there.
Yup. But no, you get to the top. You're more or less okay. You're not quite puffed, but you're there.
He's just pretty pissed off at this point.
And as before, you've got on that top landing, there's that mist in the air and this big white stone door with the quatrefoil carved into it.
Can I roll perception to see if you can see the guy?
Oh, sure.
Alright, that one was better. He's got murder in his gaze.
Okay, an 18. So you go through the door to the area, and it's nice up here actually. Like, you mean you got that mist, but that's just a feature. And standing over near the edge of the area, you can see the tall figure that is the keeper of this tower. And he's got one hand on the handrail, and it seems like he was looking out over the, I suppose, balcony is the best word for it, in the direction of where you had just crossed the river. And as you come through the door, he turns to look at you, and he gives a bit of a smile, and he just goes, I feel as though perhaps the next time I am here, we should invest in a bridge.
It's really funny you say that because the line Wimdy was handing me was next time you bring some poor saps into this, make the journey a lot as hard. So he practically read Wimdy's mind. Wimdy opens his mouth and then just glares.
The keeper's just smiling.
Think.
Please.
And also, just get rid of these stairs. Invest in an elevator or something.
I will take that under advisement. Thank you. Please feel free to hang your coat on one of the balustrades to dry. It's a lovely day today. It shouldn't take long.
Wimdy is doing that with the most, passive-aggressive hand movement.
So, you're here without your friends today?
Indeed, unless you're telling me there's a 5th season that needs help and they'll be showing up soon.
If that were to be the case, I would be quite surprised. I think the 4 we have is quite sufficient.
Indeed. Seems to have caused enough trouble as it was.
Yes, and I am sorry for that. It was... The whole process is something that is supposed to just happen. It is unfortunate that you and the others were dragged into it, but I'm very grateful for your involvement.
You did say that. I'm sorry, I tried to warn you that Wimdy's very pissy.
No, don't apologize. This is great. Just roll with it. It's fine.
Just roll with it. I'm sorry, D&D puns get me.
Yeah, so the keeper is going to turn fully away from the outside and just clasp his hands behind his back. So, what do I owe the pleasure of your visit?
Can you hear that scraping sound in the background?
Yeah, but it's okay. I assume it's your cat.
Ignore it. Yeah, it's my cat. Just ignore that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was seeing my little thing light up green and I was looking back like, are you done yet? You done making noise over there? Anyways, so Wimdy is going to stand there and give a long and thoughtful look. Where he just... Ooh, I love you. You're not quite down here. I can't do a serious face. I thought the weather was going to be what made this hard for me. No, it's my absolute gremlin of a cat. Okay. You done? Just got jump scared by the mirror. I'm going to ignore her now. Anyways, I'm so sorry. Anyways, brain, focus. Wimdy is going to take a moment and look at the keeper, and he's gonna just cross his arms. Well, I felt like I, perhaps deserved an explanation. All the others do as well, but we've already gone our own separate ways.
What kind of explanation would you like? By all means, you
He
can
motions.
Anything.
He just motions to the keeper.
The keeper is actually going to put a hand to his chest, kind of like that gif where he's just like, me? he's just going to put a hand on his chest there and tilt his head to the side. You have questions about me?
And the whole 5th pillar thing, which you failed to mention until it was, dangerous to your health.
Ah. Haha, I see. Well, I didn't mention it because I didn't feel as though it would become relevant, really. But, well.
Take note. Next time, put that down. Make a list. You need a list at this point. don't keep the heroes in the dark.
It was not my intention to do so. But I
Okay.
suppose I can explain it. It's not exactly well,
I would love to know.
hmm. Well, the the truce between the gods is maintained by those gems which are housed within the pedestals in each of the towers. And the truce is, for lack of a better term, me.
So you are the physical manifestation of this truth.
In a way, I. Hmm, I was created to keep the towers, to keep the truce. And
So you were
the 4 seasons, once they have passed and rejoined the truce, the 5th gem, we've called it the Star of the Sky, it keeps me alive.
Wimby is pinching the bridge of his nose. So let me get this right. Which, by the way, was I need to know I'm eating this floor. I'm absolutely devouring it. Um, however, I am playing Wimby, who is a little bitch boy. Wimby's pinching the bridge of his nose, and he goes, "Let me get this right. You were created, either by the gods or some other thing, to make sure the truce stays up. And in order to make sure you wouldn't, die, and they have to do this every time it happens, you're kept alive by this star of the sky, correct?"
Yes, correct.
I've heard crazier things here in Nightfall.
Hmm. You are a tune.
I am a tune. Which I did not feel like it sometimes during that adventure. The real kind felt much more tunish than I.
They've acclimatized well, then.
They have. And there is an affectionate laugh at that.
Now, the keeper's just going to smile broadly at that.
This affectionate smile and laugh is gone. He is giving you a look.
Mm.
How how dare you catch him having positive emotions towards his new friends?
um, the keeper is going to move away from the balcony and away from Wimdy and move to the center of the area where that coloured quatrefoil is on the floor. And it more or less has the same colour spread as when you were here a couple of days ago. But instead of looking down at it, he motions up to the carvings in the ceiling where all 4 of the coloured gems had come down from. And he motions up to it as he turns and looks back at Wimdy and just says, "The 5th star was supposed to just come down from the roof and into me, and that would be the end of it. But
then a little friend, sarcasm, showed up.
yes, I was, well, he intercepted it. And without it, I was finding it very difficult to find back."
You need a backup.
I'm only here for 12 months, every 1,000 years, and most of the time, people don't even realize I'm here. You and your friends are the first mortals that I have spoken to for probably about 6,000 years.
Okay.
Outside of
Good
that, the
question.
only company I've had have been the familiars and occasionally the gods themselves.
So you are conscious for these thousands of years,
Somewhat.
or is it like you just like close, you blink and suddenly it's been 1,000 years?
No. It's not quite consciousness either, though.
All Wendy's handed me is that is a sad life to live, man. You need friends. That's pretty bad when Wimdy's like, man, you need a social life.
Go ahead, have him say it. I don't care.
Wimdy kind of blinks and goes, that you need. I say this with no offense to the gods or the familiars, but it would do you good to possibly know more than just those 8.
Yes, perhaps. But
Maybe you should make more friends.
if you've got any suggestions as to how, I cannot leave this tower and between appearances here. I'm not quite conscious enough to really interact with anyone.
Well, there's plenty of gods. Banquo's full of them.
Yes, but I think you misunderstand the level of consciousness I have for those 1,000 years. I'm going to actually make a stab in the dark and ask a question of you now. You don't truly know what I am, do you?
Wimdy huffs and lifts his head. That is your answer enough.
Perhaps it is not part of the teachings passed down, but never mind then.
No, tell.
I am, well, none of you ever bothered to ask my name, but I am Sky. The Sky. All I can do is watch. For 12 months every 1,000 years. I'm given form.
Whis, dearest. I'm going to kill you. I'm so mad about this, actually. One second. Let me just, one second. Let me just 1 second. All right, let us continue.
Oh dear, yes, go on, carry on.
Let us continue. You were saying name is Sky as in literal sky.
That's correct. I am the Sky.
So are you like a god or something?
No. I'm no mortal, but I'm also no god. I have some magic, but nothing like what that person seemed to think that I have.
So you are simply just the nature-given form.
That's right. Formed by all 4 of the gods. I rather missed feeling their magic. I'd know my mother's magic anywhere.
Sorry, that was me pausing. I love all the people who are like, oh yeah, Wimdy lore. There is no Wimdy lore here. There is Spec is eating this lore and it's very interested, and I'm dragging Wimdy with me. Wimdy blinks. Your mother?
That's right. One of 2. Your magic feels rather like hers. But, I'm sure you know why.
Here's the thing. Wimby can take that 2 ways. Because You're right, there are two goddesses. I'm gonna roll a quick wisdom. I'm rolling that at disadvantage because bullshit. I'm ignoring the dice because bullshit. It literally went from a 19 to a unnatural 20 and I went bullshit.
Sorry, Wimdy is not calm.
No, I can flavor this. Wimdy is, because I like flavoring even if I call bullshit. Wimdy is very quiet for a moment and he just kind of stiffens as the other says that and kind of turns away slightly. What does that mean?
You used your healing magic on me before reuniting the star with myself. It's very recognizable magic.
Okay. Okay, there's the emotions from Wendy. Okay, I was wondering when those would hit. Deep breath, Spec. Whew. Wendy is quiet for a notable moment before he just looks at the other. Are you implying that your mother specifically goddess of spring?
One of them, yes.
And I'm guessing then your other mother was the goddess of summer. Your father's winter and fall.
Yes. Though Zephyrim doesn't prefer that I refer to them as such.
I wonder why. There's no nice way for Wimby to put this. Which is basically Wimby just handed me, you look old. You do not strike me as... Your age would imply that you have no need for your father. Wimby voice, how do I not say this really rude?
Well, like many toons, I was created as an adult. It was a interesting first couple of millennia, but no, the others were more or less happy with me thinking of them that way. It was easier for me to understand at first. None of them gave birth to me in any capacity, so it's a moot point, but it is the closest analogy I have. And I am made of all four of their magics.
I will admit, child does sound a lot better than something like a golem. I'm sorry, I just went golem, column. Wait a minute.
Some
Whis,
kind
was
of
that
construct.
intentional? Whis. Whis, was that intentional?
Maybe.
Are you telling me you've been sitting on the golem column joke for a year?
Maybe. Literally none of you guys talked to him about himself. Like, it could have come out so much sooner. But anyway. Oh dear. What was that? Oh, part of my dice tray. That's fine. yes.
I'm so mad right now. One sec. I'm sorry. This cannot be contained actually to DMs. Go. Where's a nice empty location? Here we go.
Oh man, this is not going to make sense to anyone listening to this later.
I'm guessing you found Draft House.
Oh. I'm watching. Oh man. Anyway. Oh dear. Wonderful. Yeah. So the keeper is going to just sort of walk back over to, polite standing distance from Wimdy. And yeah, he's just gonna stand there with his hands behind his back again.
You're gonna have to repeat. I am still reeling from Gollum Column. I am so not over this. I made it as a joke. I was like, Gollum, haha, rhymes with a column. And then I went, wait. When you started laughing, I'm so angry right now.
Yep.
Oh gosh, keep talking. I'm just so lightheaded now. Gosh, I can see red.
Oh dear. Yeah, so he's going to stand there with his hands behind his back, at a polite distance from Wimdy, and smile. It is definitely a nicer thought to be one's child rather than simply a creation thereof, a construct of any sort. But they chose to make me this way, and well, not that I've known different, but I certainly prefer it, as opposed to some alternatives.
I can see why and honestly understand why.
I am curious. Wimdy, wasn't it?
Yes.
The mark on your arm.
Wimdy is going to pull his arm closer and kind of put the marking against his chest so it's not visible.
I am assuming that the coat is to cover it. You didn't even take it off in summer when we first met.
As you can see, I'm being bullied in DMs. At the exact same time as I'm being bullied in this FPS, I have been surrounded. I simply find that the coat is fitting my character design.
Well, then who am I to tell you not to wear it? I was just curious, as I've never seen her markings in those colors. And some of your reactions.
Wimdy, you're rolling really high on these wisdom rolls. I don't trust like that.
I'm wondering if perhaps you've had a falling out with your patron.
You could call it that. You want to roll insight?
Sure, I can roll an insight.
Deception. Oh, that is a shitty deception.
Okay, apparently that's what you're getting. Oh dear, yeah. He got a 9.
Oh my gosh.
I rolled a 5 on the dice. I even rolled it twice, and I got a 5. It was a 5 or a 5.
Gosh, gotta love Wimdy who got low, but the keeper who got lower.
Yeah. I just find it very strange. Because you still wear this around your wrist. And he makes a motion to the bracelet that Wimdy got from the spring familiar.
Is quiet. Do not plan on wearing it for much longer. If that is what you're wondering.
Oh?
It belongs to someone, to a follower. I have no intention of wearing it. I simply have not returned it to the people who can take better care of it.
I think you misunderstand its purpose.
It provides a connection with the familiar spring, doesn't it?
It does. And Helecho gave it to you.
Take.
Sorry, you cut out there and I didn't
I
get
know
the
it
first
keeps
half of
cutting
it.
out. I'm so mad. That's like my third time saying I know that.
Oh dear.
A mistake.
You think so?
I do.
And have you told her that?
I do not wish to speak with her. Nothing good would come from it.
And why is that?
I do not mix well with spring.
I find that very surprising. Even with your mark being brown, like leaves of fall, your magic still tastes of spring.
It's something I cannot shake.
Perhaps it is because you do not want to.
I do not use spring magic anymore. That is all. If anything, my magic is associated with summer, the enemy of spring. You were not there for most of it, but you may have noticed I use almost entirely fire-based attacks. Not exactly very springy.
No, I may not have been there. And, well, I am an observer more than anything. I haven't been watching you specifically. But I do know a lot about magic. And magic tends to reflect one's heart. If there's a fire in your heart, your magic will respond. But if there was a sapling ready to grow,
Well, there's not. There's just a fire that burns and burns and burns until there's just ashes, so sorry to disappoint.
oh, it is not me who will be disappointed.
Who will it be then? The goddess? Familiar?
Your magic is of a clerical nature, is it not?
Yes, what of it?
You are not caught in a pact with a god like warlocks. Your magic comes from your faith. If you can't shake it, if you cannot shake spring, it's because your faith is unshakable.
That, or perhaps I am just a desperate person clinging to something that is not mine. A leech, perhaps? Did you ever consider that?
It is not
Who
something
says
I
that?
consider, no. Not when looking at you. Not
Well,
when
perhaps
looking
we
at how you cling to that mark.
It's not something one can just get rid of. Tattoos are not easily removed.
Nor changed. I'm going to roll him another insight. I
Do it!
swear to peck if he gets low again. Ha! Good! That was a natural 20.
Yeah, you're gonna beat it then. His voice, Wimdy, you're not going back into that little hidey hole. His voice, no, I have sat on this lore for a year. You are coughing it up, spring boy.
So, what's he getting? That's natural 20 on that insight.
I know, I'm trying to think. Wimdy is, for one, Wimdy is contemplating running. He is very much not wanting to be here, and you can easily tell that he is quickly putting up all walls possible. He is also, yeah, I know, Wimdy running, never would have saw that coming. He is, sorry, I have to tease him some. He is also very at unease with this conversation. He doesn't like how it's been twisted on him.
Mm.
He doesn't like the spotlight, the focus, the attention. He was quite content with the story being on you. But once you started talking about him, once you started reading him, well, it became a lot less fun.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think what the keeper's going to do with that information, he's going to put his hands behind his back again and just sort of lean back in his own space just a smidge. And he's going to look Wimdy up and down, and then he's going to smile and go, I am not meaning to be confrontational, but conversations are often both ways. You came for your answers about me. Only fair that you give some answers in return.
Well, I have. I've given you plenty, in my opinion. Wimdy, who's barely said shit.
Some answers, yes. But I wonder if you're letting yourself believe those answers. I may not know you very well, but I know a pseudonym when I see one. And I know the markings of all the seasons. You may think there is a fire in your heart, but if there was, it would mark your skin. Your faith is stronger than I think you're allowing it to be. There is a reason why Helecho chose you.
Chose me out of foolishness. Okay? This mark on my skin is not based on my self anymore. It isn't something from the long past. It's burnt onto me. There's nothing that connects us. Helecho was attracted to the memory of something, not actually me. That's why I plan on returning her where she belongs. People who can care for her properly and keep her safe.
You realize that she is the immortal familiar of a deity.
And yet she still deserves respect and attention.
And
Even
why?
gods can die.
They can. They can suffer great injury and harm. And it's not only other gods who can do that to them.
Oh gosh, this is not the time to die on me, Mike. Indeed. Even a mortal could kill a god if they wanted to.
That is true. I was speaking with the familiars between seasons, and you asked a Skua a very interesting question, my dear cleric.
What was it? Which one? I've had many questions for you along this time.
You specifically asked the familiar of fire if Menade was the source of Laurel's injuries.
Wimdy has so many walls up right now. Well, yes. Just simply curious.
Simply curiosity. I doubt it. Menade took advantage of it, there is no denying that. The Worn Desert is closer to Laurel's Forest than it ever has been. And it will take some turns of the seasons before the trees are able to recover enough that they are back where they were in terms of territory. That is simply just how nature is. It comes and it goes. In all directions, all seasons. One little thing can alter the balance. But recovery is always possible. And some plants can only spread their seeds after they have caught flame. It is not always a death sentence for life. Sometimes it's quite the opposite.
I want you to know, out of character, I see what you're doing, and I'm going to. Number 3, the urge to kill Whis. My sanity this entire FPS. I'm being bullied. And I am happy for it. I'm asking for this. Well, as long as Laurel grows back stronger, that's all that matters to me. A person can remove themselves from a past, but still wish to see that the people in it are okay.
I wonder if you really are as removed as you think you are. As you're afraid that you are.
If you're as what? I didn't. You cut out there.
As afraid as you are.
No, before that. If you're really as blank as you are.
Now I've forgotten what I said. There was a word.
I was like, did you say rude or
Removed? Removed.
Okay. I'm like, I heard an R, so I thought you said rude, and I was like, I'm gonna check because that doesn't seem to fit the context.
Removed. Removed.
You. I am quite removed. Thank you very much. I've done much to make sure of that.
And why is that?
Because I am no longer a follower of Laurel. And I will never, ever again be.
The keeper is going to square his shoulders a little bit and lock eyes with Wimdy. And whose decision was that?
Well, you're not gonna have to roll insight for that. That was shitty. It was mine. That is a. You don't have to. You don't have to roll.
I don't have to roll. Okay.
Don't have to. Listen, he rolled a 4 on the dice. That's a 10. You have to be. You're gonna have to be really trying to get below that.
Yeah.
Especially because I'm a person who normally lets nat 20s carry. That is a half truth.
All right.
You know the Lord. You know what I'm doing.
I know what you're doing. The keeper's gonna he's gonna bend at the waist slightly to lean down so that he's closer to Wimdy's height, and he's still smiling. There's no judgment, no malice in his expression, but he is being a little bit relentless with the pressing of these questions, and he goes, "Was it really your decision? Or did something happen when Laurel burned?"
I believe our conversation is over. Wimby is stepping back and going for his coat.
You don't have to say anything to me if you do not wish. I am only going to be here for another few weeks, and then I will disappear. I will keep my eye on you, though, when I can.
Not have much to see.
I can see plenty from where I stand. Plenty of fear, concern, worry. There is more to you than meets the eye, Wimdy. And it may not be a mask you need to wear.
I find that it is quite needed.
Perhaps with some. But with others, perhaps not. If you won't speak to me, then your friends may wish to know. They may wish to see the little sapling growing up from the ashes.
I have no intention of that. They know Wimdy, and that's all they need to know. There is no sapling. Okay? Just stop believing in a lie.
Lies or not, it doesn't really make much difference to someone like me. For whatever happens underneath the sky, and there's nothing I can do about that. You are not as helpless as I. And not as helpless as you seem to think that you are. Your fate is not sealed. And I think you will find that Helecho did not make a mistake.
So you know that thing little kids do when you don't listen to them and they're like, they dig their heels in and they make really, really stupid decisions?
Yeah.
Well. A wonderful way to start this sentence, isn't it? Because Wimdy just handed me stupidity levels going back up high again.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what Wimdy does whenever he's scared? He's stupid. You know? Stupid, like a stupid little bitch boy. I love him so much. There's not a brain cell in his head some days. Wimdy looks at the keeper. And then he slides the bracelet off. You're right. Even if Helecho did not make a mistake, it's not for the reason you think, though. I will return this, and then I will forget about it.
No, you won't. It will burn in your mind for the rest of your days. Wondering if Helecho is being looked after. Thinking of Laurel and what had happened. Are you turning your back on her?
If you can't tell, I already have.
That's a shame.
That it is. And he kind of slides his coat on and pops the collar up.
Did you get what you came for in coming here?
He pauses and he looks down at the bracelet. I got what I needed.
Two different things sometimes.
Sometimes. I know Helecho will be safe, so do not think that that will bother me ever again. The people who I plan on dropping this near are the safest place for her.
The keeper is giving Wimdy another look. Like he's still got a smile, but there is a look in his eyes. It's a very questioning sort of look, and one eyebrow is distinctly higher than the other.
The followers of Laurel is the safest place for Helecho. Even I can acknowledge that.
Oh, I don't
Not
know.
only
But what has piqued my curiosity is something different.
What would that be?
You don't intend to hand it over to the head of her faith.
No.
Just leave it somewhere nearby and hope that someone picks it up.
I will command Helecho to bring it there. Well, less command and more ask, but I'm sure she will understand the importance of the situation and my stance on things.
Will she?
She will.
Hmm.
Because she understands what you don't.
Well, then I will leave you to it. But it strikes me that it is not Laurel that you've had a falling out with, after all.
Perhaps you are wrong on that too. Perhaps I have had a falling out with them all. Laurel, Metro, and her followers. That is what one does when they burn their path.
Well, if you are intent on striking flames under your feet, I cannot and will not stop you.
I hope that you make a friend at some point in your next 1,000 years.
Thank you. If you still live in another 1,000 years, my door is open to you.
If I still live in 1,000 years, I'm going to bring a lot more complaints to this door, and there better be an elevator and a bridge.
I will see what I can do.
And with that, Wimdy is going to head away.
And the keeper is not going to attempt to follow, or anything. But when you get to the bottom, there is that magical circle at the bottom, which historically has taken you to basically anywhere. But if Wimdy were to look back up at the tower, you can see the clouds, that is that mist of the keeper, spilling over the side of the balcony just a little bit. And he might be looking down at you as you leave.
He looks up, and despite his very much dislike for the others prying, he gives a little nod before he steps into the circle.
Cool. Where's Wimby going?
Time for shit to hit the fan. We do this. Wimdy finds himself at the edge of a forest. It is a beautiful forest. The trees grow everywhere. But Wimdy does not stand in the actual forest area. Instead, his feet are circled by the hot, searing sand of the warm desert. He stands upon the border of two very, very different seasons. As he holds the bracelet in his hand, before he gives it a gentle tap.
The gem on the charm of the bracelet glows brighter, and then with a flash of green light, a small black raven wearing a pink flower on her head where ears would be, swoops out of it and does a few little flaps and then a little bit of a ruffle and then starts flying in a circle around. And you can hear kind of, it's not with your ears, it's definitely more a telepathic link. Helecho's voice in your head. Oh, hi. Oh, what are we doing? What are we helping? What can I help with? What do you need?
I need you to take this back home.
She's
He
gonna
holds up the bracelet.
stop and sort of land on a nearby branch and tilt her head to one side. Huh? But that's yours.
No. No, Helecho, this should not be mine.
No. I gave it to you, so it should be yours.
And I'm asking you to give it to the arborist.
Why? They're not going to be able to use it.
They'll find a way.
No, they won't.
You'll be better there. They can take care of you, and you'll be in the home. You'll be in the area where you belong. You'll be with Spring. They'll need your help there.
They've mostly got it covered. They haven't really needed me for a while. The last person to really need me was you.
And what if someone else gets lost? You are the protector of that forest, Helecho.
But I want to help you, Tret.
You can't help me, Helecho.
I can. I'm really strong, and I'm fast, and...
No. It's not like that, okay? And he kind of crouches down slightly. Helecho, I do not belong near Spring. I'm sorry that you thought that. But it is better for you if you go to a place that will keep you safe, that you will be happy there.
She gives him this frown. I'm always home. I can be wherever I want. I'm magic. And this doesn't keep me from that. That just means that I can be near you. I don't want to give it to someone else. I want you to keep it. Even if you never use it to summon me. It's got nothing to do with Spring or anything. It's just you. I like you. I always have.
I'm gonna cry. Like, actually, like, Wimmy is handing me such strong emotions right now. I'm gonna cry. Whew, okay, deep breaths, deep breaths. Helecho. It's a lot more complicated than that, okay? Even if you do like me, I am not good for you to be around, okay?
But what if I'm good for you to be around? You get to have good things too. I know that's what Laura would want. And now she's growing back all of her leaves. You should see her. She's so beautiful.
No. Don't mention Laura.
Why not?
Laura was best saved for others' conversations, okay?
She's frowning.
Jim, I do not belong near Spring, okay? That includes you.
But the arborists don't. The arborists don't need me.
Find
Or
someone who does, but not me.
you need me.
No. It's not worth it, okay? It's not worth the risk.
Risk? What risk? You wouldn't hurt me.
You don't know that.
I do. I do know that.
Well, you're wrong.
No, I'm not. Listen, Tret, you don't have to summon me if you don't want. And you keeping that bracelet doesn't keep me from Laurel. It doesn't keep me anywhere. I want you to keep it. Even if you just stick it in your hammer space and never think about it again, it's a gift from me to you.
But I don't deserve it, Helecho.
I'll be the judge of that. It was my gift.
Helecho. Please. This. There are many others who need your help.
I don't want anyone else. I want you. You're special.
Not special in the way you think, Helecho, okay?
I can see what you are. I can see how good you are. And that's enough for me.
I want you to know I'm so upset because of how upset Wimdy is that my cat came and started worrying over me.
Aw, boo. Bless.
She could sense my how distraught I am. I'm like, boo, it's just being in character. Don't worry, baby.
Aw.
Okay, I'm trying to catch my breath here because oh gosh, am I getting handed the emotions? You really are not going to let me go, are you?
Nope. I want to fly with you.
I can't. I won't let that happen. You have to realize if you don't take this bracelet, you're going to stay tucked away. I'm never going to summon you.
Well, maybe I will see you again. Like I said, the bracelet doesn't keep me bound. It just means that you can call on me. And I can go anywhere where there's plants. There are even a few spots in the desert where I can go. Minardi lets there be cactuses. They're kind of pointy, and they don't taste good, so I don't like to go there, but I can go there.
And what if there are no plants? What if a fire destroyed them all?
There's always seeds and roots hiding underground. Ash can be really good for the soil. You know that.
It's not good for them. He looks down at the bracelet, his hands. He sighs as he sits down. You very much should have given this to one of the others. You could not have chosen a worse person to wear this. But You are still familiar, my lady. As such, if you insist, I am not within power to deny that.
She's going to fluff her wings and take off and then land on his shoulder and give his cheek a little bit of a nudge with her head. And now that she's really close, she smells like fresh cut grass. Words coming out of the mouth. Gosh.
I love how you say that and Wimdy hands me. That's amazing. But all I get is me Spec is the sudden urge to sneeze because I'm very allergic to cut. I was looking at like an instant like almost like a Pavlov event where you said cut grass and my brain instantly was like, oh, sneeze time.
Incredible.
To you though, sorry about that.
Nah, fine. But no, she give a little fond nuzzle into his cheek. She doesn't say anything though.
Sure. Okay. And after staring at it for a long moment, he doesn't put it in his hammer space. But he doesn't wear it either.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it's tucked into one of the many pockets of the jacket. Let's go. And he starts walking deeper into the desert.
Okay. She's just gonna sort of sit there. She's gonna get comfy on his shoulder.
He is not going to force her away. You got anything else? Because I'm done.
I'm done.
I'm suffering the consequences. Oh gosh, my emotions are absolutely through the roof right now.
Oh dear, and you have to go to bed as your next thing.
Yeah,
You
I'm
poor
about to.
sap.
I'm gonna pass out, tears down my. I'm sorry, my cat's being stupid again.
Oh, that's all right. Well, I had a wonderful time.
I had a great time as well, even though you're gonna die.
And yeah. No, I won't say anymore. Thank you everybody for listening. This has been a delight. Thank you, Spec, for playing with me. I'm glad I was able to get some of that lore out that no one bothered to ask him before.
Listen, I love the lore. I can't help that I have a little bitch boy who doesn't like to talk to people associated with the seasons.
Fair enough. Oh dear. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and stop my recording. Bye-bye, audience.
Bye.